So if you get super cold when hiking in winter or snowshoeing adventures, I get it. Once I get cold, my fingers or toes frozen, I'm over it, I'm done, let's go home. So today I'm gonna walk you through my exact winter gear setup that helps me stay warm and really enjoy being outside during the winter. What's up, you guys? My name is Jessica and I hike year-round here in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm currently getting ready to go on a snowshoe trek up by Mount Hood in Oregon. So I decided it was time to put together my gear list to help fellow adventurous ladies feel more confident and comfortable to be outside in winter, so that you have stuff that actually works to make the adventures fun. Before we get into it, if you like videos about hiking, gear, or adventure travel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Let's get into it. We're doing this at the back of the car, so I have everything ready to show you guys. So when it comes to winter hiking, your warmth really comes down to your layering system. So instead of relying on like one big giant jacket like you would if you're just hanging out, you're gonna want multiple layers that you can add and remove depending on how hard you're working on hiking or how cold it is. Layer 1 is your base layer. This is the layer that sits next to your skin, and this is the layer that keeps you dry because it should have moisture wicking properties, which will help regulate your body temperature. I love merino wool, but I also wear synthetic base layers regularly because they work really well and they're an affordable option. But also keep in mind, cotton is an absolute no always, because once it gets wet, it stays wet, and that is going to make you cold very, very quickly. Another important note about base layers is that they come in three weights. You have your lightweight, your midweight, and your heavyweight. These will be chosen based on the activity level you're doing and how cold it is. Okay, layer number 2 is your insulating layer. This is your first warm layer. Something like fleece or lightweight puffies work really well. Most often, this is the layer I end up hiking in because when I'm moving, I get really warm, and so I don't need that extra shell. And snowshoeing too. You work super hard when you're snowshoeing. All right, layer 3, this is your outer shell layer. This is what keeps wind, snow, and moisture out of your insulating layers. A waterproof or water-resistant shell is huge for winter hiking or snowshoeing because once your layers get wet, you lose heat super fast. So this is really important to choose wisely. For women specifically, most of us tend to run a lot colder than men, especially in our hands, our feet, and our hips. I just found that out, actually. It's fun fact. So do not question yourself about bringing extra warmth. We're talking thicker socks, multiple pairs of socks. I bring these rechargeable hand warmers because they're great for sticking in your pocket and they're always ready to go. Or adding multiple mid layers like a fleece and then your puffy and then your shell. Always just make sure you're regulating your temperature. You don't want to get sweaty, but you don't want to get cold either, because then that's not fun. It's just not fun if you get cold. Also, another important note is to pay attention to fit and mobility, because if your pants or jackets are too tight, that actually compresses this insulation and that's going to make you colder. You want room to move and for that insulation to be nice and puffed up so it can trap those warm air pockets close to your body. So the goal here is comfort and movement over cute and freezing. If you like this video so far, please hit that thumbs up button because it super helps me out. Let's get into some safety essentials. So beyond clothing, there are a few winter specific safety items that I bring. First up is traction. Icy trails can be so sneaky. So micro spikes in your pack is always a good idea. You won't always need them, but they are really nice to have and they're super lightweight and just good to have ready to go in winter. Or if you're going to snowshoe or go into deep snow, snowshoes are the way to go. If you would like a specific video on snowshoes and the features I look for when I'm purchasing them, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to go over specifics on snowshoes. Next, trekking poles. They're just smart. They keep you stable. They help you conserve energy. They're awesome. Bring them. A headlamp, because winter days get dark faster earlier. An emergency layer or bivvy. Extra snacks and extra water. Your body burns more energy staying warm and working harder in the snow. And one easy way to get body temperature up is to eat a snack and make sure you're hydrated. Also, fun fact you may not know, Pee when you feel the urge, because holding your pee is actually going to make you colder. Remember that for camping too. Don't hang out in your tent, just go pee. Winter hiking is beautiful and super rewarding, but it also requires a little more preparation. So I just want to let you know that if conditions feel sketchy or the weather changes on you really fast, it is always okay to turn around. That is part of being a good outdoors woman, is like knowing when conditions aren't it. And one last thing I have to share is bring the hot chocolate, because why not? I love having my little backpacking stove with me on cold days because it weighs almost nothing, and it is just so satisfying to stop and make a hot cup of cocoa or even like a really good coffee with the AeroPress. My personal philosophy with winter adventures is that being practical is overrated, so bring the comfy stuff. I'm a bougie girl. So if you have any questions about winter gear, layering, or snowshoes, or what to wear in certain temperatures, drop them in the comments. I really love helping other women feel confident outside. You can find links to all the gear that I use in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next adventure.